Welcome back, everyone. This is the final session of the day. I see a lot of faces that have been here the entire day. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day, out of your business to be here for this. I hope it's been really helpful. I know it's been helpful for me and some really great tips and tricks. We are going to finish out the day. We're going to talk all about campaigns, and I'm going to spotlight, there we go. I'm going to spotlight John Goldberg, who is an amazing Market Center tech trainer out of the Columbia area. And John, I'm going to pass it over to you, and they're all yours.
Thank you so much, Sydney. I appreciate it. And again, for those watching on Zoom, thank you so much for being a part of this. We're so thankful to have this opportunity to share our wealth of knowledge with you. And just from the whole start of it, it seems like we've got so many great agents that are going to take so many wonderful things away with them today. And that's so exciting to see, to be able to grow their businesses with our platform. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you here. Like Sydney said, my name is John Goldberg, and I'm a tech trainer out of the Columbia, South Carolina area. I service 2 market centers, one in the outer skirts of our suburban area in Columbia, and then one in the heart of downtown Columbia, right along the Saluda Broad River area. And then I also service a business center out in Sumter, South Carolina, where we have a huge Air Force base there and servicing all of our service members out there as well. So thank you again. Appreciate your time. Welcome to this. We're going to talk a little bit today about bridging your connections with campaigns. And we've got so many great tools here with campaigns, and I'm so excited to show them all to you today. So a little bit about me. I spent 5 years previously as a 6th grade math and science teacher in Augusta, Georgia. And normally that reaction gets, oh, wow, that's awesome. Or, oh, God bless you. So I'm here with Keller Williams now. I've been 10 months in, and I absolutely love it. Prior to being a public service teacher, I spent 5 years at our local Apple store in Augusta, Georgia, as an instructor. So I serviced anywhere from, how to turn on your iPhone. We could do that, all the way to, showcasing our kids how to create awesome movies, creating digital books as well. It's so cool. And I'm so excited to bring my technology background here with Keller Williams. But my main goal is to help people better understand and become more comfortable with technology through our training and our instruction platform here. And if you would like to reach out to me directly, I dropped my contact information in here as well. We'll make sure that gets in chat as well. So if you have any questions, we're all here for you, because together everyone achieves more. That's part of our culture. So here's a little bit of a direction as to where we're going to go here. I want to show you a cool graphic about that lead gen model that you can find in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, and why it's important to keep it in mind when working with campaigns. We're going to touch a little bit today about how to save some time with your social media posts. We've got some really cool resources that I want to show you as well within Command and on our digital publication, outfront.kw.com. And, one of the big things that I hear quite frequently is, John, I want to have that social media presence, but how do I do that in the most time-effective manner? We're going to touch on that today as well. I want to also show you some ready-to-go email campaigns, just taking some shortcuts so that way, again, you can save more time on your end by sharing that rich information that you as the market expert are able to deliver to all of your clients, and to do it in an engaging way. Email is alive and well. Don't let anyone tell you differently. And then at the last part here, I want to show you some really awesome features with our direct mail platform here within Command. A lot of the agents that I've worked with have been able to use this to expand their reach geographically to other markets, to other areas in the Columbia area, to not only keep in touch with their clients, but also to generate more leads as well. Who doesn't want to have more leads in their database, right? So we've got some wonderful things to come along with that too. And if there's time at the end, I'd love to talk a little bit more about Facebook advertising. That's a big piece now. So we'll see how the direction takes us. And if we have some time, we'll touch on that too, but we've got some great resources to share with you as well. So you have seen this picture maybe before in the MREA, or if you're new to Keller Williams, definitely get your hands on a book, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. It's a great resource to keep in your bat belt, if you will, about how to build those relationships as a real estate agent and to generate leads as well. So the big pieces that I want to showcase to you that we've touched on a little bit today, making sure to keep your database in sync is really going to help you out tremendously in the long haul. Chris Cox did a great job with that. Jeffrey did a great job as well touching on smart plans. And these are the few that I wanted to showcase to you, those 12 direct, the 8x8 that Jeffrey mentioned, all leading into a 36 touch. That ties into direct mail, that ties into email newsletters. Providing that value is huge, y'all. I mean, it's tremendous. One of the big things that are really, we as Market Center Tech Trainers are here for you. And one of the things that we've been able to do in the most recent ages, because we're going through this shift, is how do we as real estate agents save money? And again, going back to the budget model, if we can cut expenses wherever we can, let's make it happen. Let's keep some more money back in your pocket. So one of the things we've been able to do recently is by using our tools in Command, especially the email campaigns part, we've been able to save our agents roughly $800 to $1,100, not by making a mistake to going to another platform. They've been able to use all of those tools right within campaigns. It's so awesome to see all of that. And I'm so excited to share all that with you guys today. So let's dive in a little bit here with Command. We're going to touch a little bit about social media posts. To get started with social media posts, we want to navigate on the left-hand side of Command inside of campaigns, and it's symbolized by that nice little megaphone button. So if I click on this, this is going to take me into my dashboard here with campaigns. And this is kind of the basic layout in which many agents that they see will experience. If you have ran paid advertisements, email campaigns, direct mailers, you're going to see a little bit of a different dashboard than I will. You're going to get some metrics right in this section that's really going to break down where is it that you're spending your money. And again, going back to that budget model, that's huge, because now you're able to really to micro analyze where are your advertising dollars going and how are they benefiting you. And just like how Monica had mentioned earlier in opportunities, and with Chris Cox earlier talking about those lead sources and the opportunity tags, you get to really dial that in and tremendously find out how is it that I can make the most of my advertising dollars. If you're spending a lot of money on Facebook ads and are not working for you, you probably don't need to run them anymore. Just shift to a different platform. And going back to what Gary Keller had told us inside of all of these wonderful resources with Shift and the MREA, dial in on those 3 to 4 sources that are going to make the most impact for you. And if it's Facebook ads, keep going through with it. If it's direct mail, keep going through with it. All of them still work and they're all still relevant tremendously. So to get started with a campaign, you want to click on that teal Create Campaign button here. And there's some wonderful options here. We've got options to create a social media ad. We've got Google search ads, social posts, direct mail, and email. So where I want to take this first is I want to go and showcase some of these great social media posts. And I'm going to jump to another tab here inside of my web browser. And I want to showcase to you this wonderful resource called outfront.kw.com. If you haven't visited yet, take some time to do that. There's a wealth of information now that we're leading into the shifting market. Wonderful resources like you see here, 4 facts to help first-time home buyers overcome the common fears. One of my favorites here that's going to cycle here in about 10 seconds are 31 July prompts to heat up your socials this summer. A great resource. Here's a quick question. What if I told you that 1/3 of your social media calendar can already be created right from the resources here in Command and in outfront.kw.com? That is absolutely powerful. And when I share this with my agents, their jaws are on the floor and they gotta, quickly get their jaw back in their mouth and say, "You're kidding me, right? No way." It's totally possible. So what it does is it breaks down for you week by week, day by day, just some ideas that can really dial this in taking your social media game to the next level. If you're on Outfront, take a look here at some of these that are underlined. This is the URL that directly takes me into our designs platform. And we'll touch on that here in a second. But if you haven't taken some time to go through this, I highly recommend you doing that. So let's go into taking a look at social media here. So I'm going to go back to Command. I'm going to go now along this top part here for campaigns. I'm going to go to the last piece here for social posts. Give me a 1 in the chat if you've ever used our social post platform to schedule some posts by chance. Just curious, taking some feelers. Look at that. Got some coming in yes, some coming in no. That's okay. Maybe this could be a cool opportunity to help you save some time with your social media game by allowing Command to send those posts to your platforms on your behalf. And I'd love to show you what that looks like here. So by me going to the social post section, you're going to see a calendar. And this is going to be an opportunity where you can go ahead and directly create a social post right here, or you could go ahead and schedule one here as well. You'll see here that this is what's going live and what's already scheduled. There's a toggle here that will let you show what draft posts you already have and maybe something that's ready to go for you. Speaking of things ready to go, on the right-hand side of this spot, we have a quick post section, and this is stuff that can be quickly shared directly to your platforms. And I really love this because it just takes the brain work out of sharing this out to your social media followers. Like for example, this is a great one. Did you know how much the average home is going for in your neighborhood? That could really generate some business for you. Just clicking this shuffle can really get you some quick ideas here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the Create Campaign button, and I'm going to click Social Post here. So I have the opportunity to go ahead and type some text here. I'm going to just say, are you curious about what your home value is worth? Send me a DM and let's chat. This is great because I could even jazz this up a little bit with some emojis. Let me put in maybe a house emoji here. You can't go wrong with some of those wide eyes. These are always fun. So I've got an image here that I'm going to directly upload. In a second, I'm going to show you a little bit about some of the saved stuff that we have in our designs library. If you've already designed something, you can click this Browse Designs Library button, and up are going to come all of the different designs that you have ready to go that you've edited. More on that later. If not, you could go ahead and upload your own custom image. I love designs. I know a lot of people, other agents love designs as well. There are a few people that are super savvy with Canva. And whether you're working in our designs platform or in Canva, you have an opportunity to bring both in and utilize our platforms tremendously. You also have a chance to upload video too, or even better, share a link with your followers. So in this case, I'm going to upload my own image. I've got one here saved. I'm just going to click and drag it on in. That looks good. This part is my favorite, is you could go ahead and schedule the post right now, send it directly off to your social platforms, or you could go ahead and publish this immediately or schedule the post in advance. So you could pick a date and time in which you think your followers might be going at. Just out of curiosity, if you want to share your feedback, I would love to hear what times you might be posting on social media. The question that I always ask people to think about is, what times do you think you're going on social media? And since I don't go on social media that often, I always kind of think of, well, what times does my wife go on social media? And that typically falls between like 8 and 10 p.m. before she goes to work. Sometimes she does it on her lunch break between 11 and 12. Annie just posted sometimes after 8 p.m. That's awesome because you're catching those people coming home from work, right? Or in the evening times where people are relaxing. Robin says depends on the platform. Wholeheartedly agree with that. Absolutely. There are those platforms that pick up a lot more traffic during certain times of the days, right? So it's super great to be mindful around that. Nadine said Facebook and Instagram has been telling me optimal time is 7 p.m. That's fantastic. A lot of those social media platforms will be able to give you some insights on that too. So whenever you're ready to go, you could go ahead and either schedule this post directly, or if you're choosing to publish it immediately, you'll see the publish post button in the upper right corner. And if you want to save it for later and come back and work on it some more, go ahead and click on that Save Draft button. And as I showed you earlier, I'm going to go back here, you'll see where all of your saved draft posts are in that little divider there at the top. So I want to stop right here and just ask a few questions just to see if anyone has any by chance. Any questions so far?
Doesn't really look like any questions, John. Just a lot of people that maybe aren't scheduling or didn't know about everything that was there. So just really great content.
I saw that too, Sydney, and I'm super thankful that we have something like this because there are people out there that do spend money for platforms like that, right? And to know that we have this free and ready to go inside of Command, it's super awesome. So I'm glad that there are a lot more people being able to see this now. So, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just a quick question. So not just a simple post like the one showing on the screen, but you can also add a video, right?
You sure can. And that's where we're going next. So I'm so glad you asked that question. So I want to take a little detour here as we're talking about social media posts and briefly touch on our designs platform. So as I mentioned earlier, Outfront is a really great place to see all of those pre-made social media posts. If you go to the designs button, which is the kind of like the square with the paintbrush looking icon here, if I go in and click create design, you have an option to choose between one of 4 pieces here: a email template, social media post, print advertisements, and videos as well. If you haven't had a chance to play around with the video spot, highly recommend you doing so. It's just taking the neighborhood snapshot and statistics of what's going on in a neighborhood and condensing it in a 60-second video. Super cool, and I highly recommend you go and check that out. I'm going to switch to a tab that showcases the designs part here for social media for emails. We have 72 pre-made email templates here inside of Command. And if you haven't had a chance to dive into them, definitely take some time and do that. We have email campaign templates for anything: open houses, featured homes or listings that you're wanting to showcase to your clients or potential clients, for sale templates, holiday posts, and these are probably some of my favorites, the value emails, things like protecting your credit, virtual home tours that you can offer to your clients or prospective clients, reminders for tax day, low-cost budget projects for home renovations, mortgage modifications, chilling your bills. That's a cool summer one. Keeping tabs on your financial health. We have a whole slew of luxury emails. Lead generation when it comes to sellers and buyers. And again, those wonderful holiday emails here. Whole variety of different options here. So if you haven't had a chance to dial this in, take a look and explore this because it's really impactful. I'm not going to go into too much detail here with the nitty-gritty details of that. I'll have you take a look at some of the resources we're posting in on chat to allow you to have some hand-holding, if you will, of exploring that in more detail. Where I want to show you next are the social media posts. So again, Outfront is going to take you, if you click any of those links, they're going to take you right here into our designs platform. So if you take a look here on the left-hand side, we've got a lot of different options here that are going to showcase different sections. You want to highlight some listings? You got it. You got some buyers that you're looking to showcase here. You've got presentations, you got neighborhood snapshots here. Can't go wrong with a little lead gen. So we've got some expert advice. Home value is the one where I took the sample image from. Client testimonials, you can't go wrong with showcasing those on social media. And my personal favorite, the holiday section. We have a section for all 12 months of the year. And since we're in July, if we click on July, or if you want to go ahead and start planning in advance for August, if you click on August here, you're going to see some wonderful posts here. We're always adding more every month. So just going back to July here, you're going to see some wonderful ones here. This one's probably my favorite, the dog days of summer. So again, as I showed you a second ago, you could take all of these wonderful social media posts from designs and directly import them into campaigns. No longer do you have to download them and directly upload them directly to the campaigns platform. go ahead and make that connection from one to another. We'll save you a lot of time as well. Questions so far on social media posts at all? I think we're looking good so far, Sydney.
Yeah, looking really good, John.
Okay, so let's dial in. I know that a lot of people have in chat, Sydney talked about some email campaigns and direct mail. So we're definitely going to touch on those next, starting next with email platforms. So I'm going to go back here into campaigns. Let me go back into that on command. And personally speaking, what I use for email campaigns are if I want to have a template going for some massive blast that I want to send out to everyone in my database, it would behoove you to create a template that you can reuse over time. And of course, lean on our designs platform for things like that. But for campaigns here, I'm going to go ahead and click that Create Campaign button in the upper right-hand corner. I'm going to click on Email. Now, if you joined us earlier, I'm going to go ahead and advertise maybe Captain Marvel's listing, which you'll have to forgive me. I don't remember his address. Do y'all know that off the top of your head? I should have written it down. I might have to go back in and take a look.
I can look it up for you, John. Hang on 1 second.
Shame on me for not knowing that. We've been talking about Captain Marvel all day.
It's top secret information. So
we don't want to share that out too much.
See, it's 1400 Beacon Street, Beacon.
So let's go ahead and do this here. Let's go ahead and choose a campaign where we're going to advertise this listing. And as we're going through the shift, I want to encourage you all to think about some of those value propositions that you're going to share with your potential clients in a listing presentation. Email campaigns are phenomenal with that, and they still work. So I'm going to click advertising a listing, and I'm going to choose my default platform, the Command Email platform, and I'll click Create Campaign. So when I do this, what I'm going to do is, Chris Cox had talked to us earlier inside of the contact section of today's talk. And if you didn't get a chance to join us on that, be on the lookout for the recording on that. Chris did a fantastic job in showing us how to appropriately tag our database. And we have some really cool options in showcasing that here through what's called a recipient list inside of the email campaign. So if I wanted to create my own custom list to target my database regarding this listing, I could go over here to the right-hand side and click Create List. I might call this my Beacon Street people. Now, from this list, you could go ahead and start checking boxes of people who you want to directly add to this campaign, this email list. However, Chris Cox showed us earlier about tags. And so if you want to go ahead and show those off, click on that tags button here. And a little further down, I'm going to click on that past client tag. And this is what Chris Cox has showed us earlier. So by clicking this, up is going to come Captain Marvel right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just check that box. Let's say we're going to advertise this listing to Captain Marvel, even though it's his own home. Let's just roll with it here. I'm going to go ahead and hit confirm. The big question that I get sometimes is, can I always add people to these lists? Absolutely. I would highly recommend you going back every once in a while and taking a sift through these lists and seeing if everyone is correctly added to these lists here. Sometimes you might want to add or remove some people here. And you could do that by clicking this little edit button here. And then once you're finished editing, just hit that confirm button and it'll go ahead and update your list. So next, this section here where it says send from is pulling directly from my marketing profile. So if you notice here that it may not have the correct email address listed, or maybe your name is misspelled, click on that edit button and it will take you directly inside of settings, specifically to your marketing profile, where you can go and update all of that relevant information. You want to make sure you're getting any email responses back for those that reply. So in the subject line, I'm going to go ahead and put in all caps just to make it stand out. Check out this listing on Beacon Street. Oh, Hold on, what happened? There we go. So I'm going to go ahead now and click Content for Select Design. You have the option here to toggle between your pre-made templates. As I told you, you can do this in Designs, or you can come on over here to the right and click on the KWI Templates. And these are the ones that Keller Williams International has built for you. So I want to go ahead and find one of those listing ones. And I think we mentioned that Captain Marvel's home could be a luxury property. So I want to do this just listed marketing one. And y'all, I mean, look how clean this looks. This would take your game to the next level of just how professional your emails are looking. So I'm going to go ahead and type in Captain Marvel's address, 1400 Beacon Street. I'm going to go ahead and click Done. You can come down here and modify all of these different features about Captain Marvel's home. But let's say everything looks great. One of the big questions I get is, John, you know, I see that it's got agent first name, last name, and all of this different information here. What's up with that? Is it going to send it just like that? These are what we call merge fields. And these merge fields are pulling information from certain locations, and it's going to automatically pre-fill this information right from here. So for instance, if I'm part of a team and that's properly listed in my marketing profile, it's going to go ahead when I send this email off to put it right in there. Same with my website, email, and phone number. All of this pulls from my marketing profile. So take a moment and go through that if you need to double check to make sure it's updated. Probably what I want to do is make sure that people can get connected with my app. We've been talking about that a little bit today as well. So any of these are completely customizable. You just click on it once, click on that little pencil button here, and it's going to pop up with a menu off to the right-hand side of some things that you can edit. In this case, I'll send people directly to my website. To lock it in place, I'm going to go ahead. I always forget that. Go ahead and put my HTTPS on there. I'm going to go ahead and click that done button. And now when I send this email off, those who are going to click on my button here, they'll get connected to my website specifically. If you want them connected to your app, you want to copy and paste that app link and put it directly right here. Great. So once I see that everything is looking great, I'm going to go ahead and save this. Click on the X, save changes, and it's going to put my updated template right here and ready to go. One practice I always recommend sharing with people is underneath the actions. It doesn't hurt to send yourself a test email. So when you do that, you could go ahead and plug in whatever email address you wish to test it to. And then that way it'll give you a firsthand view just to make sure everything looks nice and neat before you send it off to, I don't know, your entire database. So I could go ahead and do one of two things right from here if everything looks good. I could go ahead and send it out immediately right now, or I can toggle to choose schedule it in advance. I love this because I could choose to send something out 2 hours from now, all the way up to 12 months in advance. For a listing, I probably wouldn't do 12 months in advance, but maybe, you know, we put it on the market today and we want to start advertising it tomorrow. Maybe I'll choose 7 a.m. Apply that date and time. And once I click that schedule button, it'll get automatically scheduled. And at 7 a.m. on the dot, it'll get sent off from your email directly to your entire email list. I'm going to take a pause right there. Any questions on email campaigns just yet? This is probably one of my personal favorite tools. I love our emails platform.
John, no questions, but I know there's a lot in chat. So I want to let you know that somebody said you saved them $400. So you're already,
no kidding.
Yeah. So you're already checking things off. So you're winning already. So kudos.
You know, you can't see it on this side of the wall. I have a whiteboard where I like to tabulate how much money we've saved agents this month. And I've got a window on the front side of my office. You can't see it. It's over here. Sometimes I get the occasional peering in and seeing how much money we save. So we might have to add that to the scoreboard today. So how awesome. That's so cool that we get to save our agents money right now. Phenomenal.
So John, this template you pulled in, this is something that you created in Designs, is that correct? Or in the, what's the bottom map there? The, I can't remember the name of
From
it.
Designs there.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is already pre-made courtesy of Keller Williams International for you. It's in the Designs platform. So all I had to do was just come down here to the very bottom, click, upload design here. And I got to select that specific design from the KWI template library. However, you can go ahead and choose if you want to use your own pre-made templates. You have that option as well.
Right. Okay. So, but I mean, assuming this isn't Beacon Street, you would have to go in and put your own photographs and customize this template for your own property, right? Is that correct?
That's exactly right. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Great question. Thanks for asking that. All right. So now let's go ahead and move on. And I would love to dive into our direct mail platform. So I'm not going to save this at all. I'm just going to click the back button here. Just going to click, yes, we don't need that. And rather than the emails tab, I'm going to migrate one on over to the direct mail platform. As you can see, I haven't sent any yet, but as you can see, a lot of agents here in my market centers are quite interested. So I frequently make a lot of test ones. So I'm going to go ahead now, and let's say we're ready to send a direct mail off to, maybe a neighborhood, a certain area of town. I've seen a lot of people really use this at a high level when they're trying to do some geo farming, which means that we're going to target specific sides of town, specific neighborhoods for leads. And from the agents that I've spoken to, a lot of them love to do that from a value proposition standpoint of finding out what their home value is worth. So I'd love to show you an example of what people are doing for that. So let's see if we can build one together here. So I want to go ahead now inside of campaigns to click that teal create campaign button in the upper right-hand corner. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and select the little postage stamp icon for direct mail. And as you saw earlier with the email campaigns, it's going to ask me to create a campaign name. I highly encourage you to do this because as you create more campaigns along the way, this is going to flood up really quickly. As you saw a second ago off to the left side of my screen, I've got at least 3 of them that say test, but I don't really know what my goal was with that. So I always love to type a little bit about what my goal is. Maybe this is going to be, let's do maybe Geo Farm. One of the neighborhoods here in Columbia is Westbrook. So I'm going to type Westbrook. And sometimes I would like to put the date as well. So maybe we'll do July 2022. So in this case, maybe we want to attract some listings here. So I'll go ahead and create campaign. And now we get to dive into the content here. So I'm going to jump down to this little second spot here for content. And I can go ahead and select an already made template here. So our options here are a 4x6, 6x9 as the default, 6x11 as a modern design, and 6x11 as a contemporary design. Feel free to play around with these as often as you like. Maybe print one off in your printer. If you have a printer in your market center, take advantage of that too, just to be able to see how truly the size is. A lot of agents I've asked and said, John, I don't really believe in direct mail campaigns. And I always love to introduce them to my wife because Katie loves ice cream. And every time Cold Stone Creamery sends us coupons in the mail, it's a guaranteed trip to Cold Stone. So that tells me direct mail is still alive and well, and it works. It works in our house. So don't dismiss direct mail if you're on the fence about it. So I'm just going to, in this case, do a compact 4x6 template here. And I'm going to go ahead and create a title here. Maybe say, thought about selling your home. The market is still hot here in Columbia. So the description is what's going to get printed on the back of the postcard, as you see right down here below. So I may say something to the tune of, have you ever thought about what your home may be worth in this market? Reach out to me directly or scan the QR code for more information. Okay, notice how I put QR code on there. You do have the option to have this little tracking piece here of who gets to scan the QR code and get connected to your website, or maybe you can create a specific landing page. If you want some more insight on that, we can share some details later. I'm just going to demo purposes. I'm just going to turn on that tracking one, and this is going to let you choose your landing page. And in this case, I'm just going to send them directly to my homepage. But as you see, you can send them to really a whole plethora of sites on your website, or if you've created a special landing page for generating leads from a neighborhood or from a campaign like this, you can choose that specific page to it. In this case, I'm just going to choose my home page. We definitely want to drag in a picture, so I'm going to find a quick picture here of Westbrook. Let's see. Oh, this is a great look. Awesome. So let's go ahead and we'll bring that in. Upload my picture here. Perfect. That'll do for now. Of course, it gives you some great information here. You want to make sure that you're uploading a high quality picture. You don't want it to be too pixelated. And it gives you just a recommended size here for the best quality printing. So come down here, make sure your information looks right. Seems good to me. I'm going to go ahead and make sure you click that save button. This wasn't the highest quality image, so it seems like that's why the reason I'm getting that little pop-up here. But in this case, we'll just use it. For the market center, you want to make sure that your market center information is correct. I always recommend to make sure that your market center information is listed. And it looks like I need to update my marketing profile. One of my favorite features about this is that you do get the option to send this finished postcard to the market center. And I love that because it gets you an opportunity to really see what the final product looks like firsthand. So I'm going to target my local database, and we'll go ahead and put in a property for Westbrook here. Perfect. We'll go ahead and save that. Now, again, you could go ahead and set your budget. So if you already know that you don't want to go over a certain amount of money, you could go ahead and see that right from here. In this case, I think we'll stick with 200. That sounds fine. And at 64 cents each, $128 is not that bad, considering that you may get a listing. In this neighborhood specifically, you might be looking at 250, 275. So the ROI on that, it's pretty solid. So I'm going to go ahead next and show you my favorite feature inside of the targeting platform. So once everything looks good, you get your 5 checkboxes here on the left. Click that teal configure targeting spot. And this will take us next to geographically where we're going to target this. So what it's done already is it's gone ahead and plugged in that targeting address for the neighborhood here. But as you see, I'm missing some homes from the front of the neighborhood and all of these homes on the side. I don't want to miss those either. So what you can do is a few options. We could go ahead and increase the radius here. Maybe I can go ahead and increase the number of homes to 500. So now my radius has grown exponentially, but I'm getting these spots here and I don't want those. So I'm going to dial it back to 200, but I want to show you all one of my favorite features here, and it's the draw tool. So I know that the neighborhood comes about this far. There's a beautiful walking trail in the backyard. This home here does not belong, so we're going to cut that out. Come all the way down to the bottom. We'll get it off to the side here. Park Road. Just like that. So if I need to expand this, or if I don't like it, I could just click that reset button. I might just zoom this out just a hair, just to make sure I get the whole neighborhood here. That looks perfect. So from here, it tells me 313 homes are there, and I'm looking at 212, a little bit more than my budget, but I think I'm going to roll with it. You have some options to change the parameters. So maybe you want to target specifically 4 or more bedrooms, 3 or more bedrooms. Same with square footage, the year built, the year it last sold, and the last price that it sold for. I always recommend our agents click this checkbox for sending a copy to the market center as well. So after you click next, it's going to show you what it looks like. So this is my final product here, and check it out. It's got that QR code in the upper right-hand corner where your clients are get in touch with you about what their home value may be worth. So right from here, you have the opportunity to punch in your payment info, but this is one of my favorite brand new features here is scheduling a launch for a later date. So keep in mind, if you choose this, this is going to let you set a date in which it's going to get sent out to the printer. So I can choose, maybe I want this sent out to the printer on the 25th, and it takes about, what would you say, Cindy, 4 to 6 days for it to fully get delivered to someone's home in that neighborhood?
Usually 4 to 6 business days. Absolutely.
Thanks for clarifying the business days there. That's very important. So let's say they're probably going to get it 1, 2, 3, 4 that Friday, or they might get it that Monday or Tuesday of the following week. That's totally fine by me. So once I go ahead and make my payment, it's going to go ahead and schedule that right on out. Or if I'm ready to send it right now, punch your payment information in, and let's go ahead and send it on out to your clients and potential clients. Any questions so far on direct mail campaigns?
Is there a way where you can only choose one page, like there's nothing at the back?
That's a great question. I think the best way to do that, if I can go back here a second. I think I went back too far. Bear with me here. I think in that case, what I would do is I would maybe upload my own design, because as you see here, I don't have an asterisk for making the front or the back required. It would be a little silly if I just sent a blank postcard with nothing on it. But one thing that I would do is probably use that upload piece there and maybe create your own design and upload it. So that way, if you only want the front, then you'll have that capability of doing so.
Thank you.
Great question. I've never been asked that before. I love that. Monica, I love that you love the drawing tool. That's probably one of my favorite things. Great stuff. Sydney, I would love the chance to drop that poll in if we can.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Start it right now.
So after experiencing this, I'm just taking a feeler to see if anyone else has had any opportunities, or maybe what their favorite piece of campaigns in here. What's your go-to? I'm curious to see what the audience says. We'll give it just a few, maybe a minute or so. How cool. So after 25 people so far, it seems like social media posting is our go-to. That was really cool, because I wish my market center could take advantage of those. Very cool. Email came in second place. Y'all, if you haven't had a chance to run a social media ad via Facebook or any other of those social media channels, definitely take a look at that. Sydney, I'm going to put a plug in for you. You did a great job highlighting one of the agents in our region who ran social media ads targeting listings specifically to his area and generated a whole bunch of business from that. To to my understanding, I think it was to the tune of like $5 million.
Correct. Yeah, he's able to really check the return on his investment and run those social media posts. And he was able to have a smart plan where any leads that came in were automatically added to that smart plan.
That's coming full circle with everything that we talked about today. And last time I checked, it's still on the regional YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely go back and rewatch that. It's a wonderful opportunity. So I see we got a hand raised there. Tori, can I help you with anything?
Yes, John. How are you today?
It's quite well. Hope you're doing great too.
I am.
Good.
I actually made a social media post, and when I posted my design I created from Command, it went to a Keller Williams API account. And somehow I found it, and I actually had to share it to my Facebook feed, but I'm not sure how I got on there.
Okay. Do you recall if that was your first time, Tori, running
That was my
a
very
social media
first
post?
time.
That was your
Yes.
first time. Okay. So that's kind of normal from what we see. So in order for Command to post on your behalf, Keller Williams creates what's called an API. And I like to relate that to a puzzle piece because it connects our platform directly with Facebook. And that's just the missing puzzle piece. So in order for Command to send that out, we just have to approve that Keller Williams, which pretty much will be Command, can post directly to Facebook on your behalf. So that's normal to see. Did you go ahead and hit that approve button, Tori?
I did.
Great. So after doing that, from here on out, you'll never see that again. And every time that you want to post directly from Command or schedule something in advance, you won't have any barriers in doing so.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for the question. I love that. Awesome. Awesome. How are we on time, Sydney?
You're
I'm
great.
just getting too excited over here.
No, you're good. We've got 10 minutes left, and there you are, 10 minutes if you want to use them or for questions or wrap up, whatever you want to do.
We can, totally based on how the audience wants it. If we, if there's maybe 5 minutes, if people want to see what a social media ad looks like, we totally can dive into that. Or if there's any more questions that we can ask or answer for our agents, I'd love to do so as well.
Do you mind follow up on that last question and how she found that I had a paid social media ad? Would that maybe have happened to me also?
Sure, absolutely. So if this is your first time running a social media ad, you will see that option come up that allows you to connect Command directly to Facebook using that API tool. And so there are some hoops that need to be jumped through for that. Sometimes with a social media ad for Facebook, you also have to approve the terms and conditions for that as well. So just make sure that you're following those steps. And Cindy, I think inside of that link we posted in chat for the campaigns one, there might be a spot on that walks our agents through how to do that. Could we confirm that for the question there?
Yeah.
I don't want to
I'll
tell
pull it up.
anyone wrong.
Yep, let me pull that up real quick. And then just Annie, to your point with that, if you're running, and I run a lot of ads a lot of times, but I run them on the agent side, not meaning like we're hiring for agents. And I never see the ads because the interest and the area that I've put is not something that would show up on my feed. So that's why sometimes we want to make sure that, and if John pulls it up, that we're really looking at that preview when we're first building out the ad, because we won't see it prior to it going live, and then we might not see it ourselves too.
So that would have come up in Command. Is that where you're saying I would have seen that? Okay, so I had somebody in my office do that ad for me, so I probably never would have seen that, right?
Got it. Yes,
Okay,
correct. Yep.
thanks.
Good on them for doing that though, because it's just one less thing you have to worry about. Very cool. So let me jump back here. It seems like we got some interest in showing off some Facebook ads here. So I'm going to jump back into campaigns. And from here, if you just go ahead and click that create campaign button in the upper right corner, we're in this case going to choose the first option, social ad. And again, we're prompted to go ahead and create a name here. So I'm just going to call it test ad. Maybe, oh, here we go. There's been a lot of buzz about this recently. maybe I want to build my downline and attract some people into real estate school. So you can choose one of these 7 options, but if none of them fit, you could just choose other. In this case, I'm just going to let it run on Facebook, but you have the option to run the campaign on Instagram and Twitter as well. So I'm just going to click Facebook in this case, and I'll click the teal create campaign button. So I do have the option to put a listing on there. I'm not going to do so, but really I'm going to come in here and type in the main copy and say, have you ever thought about a rewarding career in real estate? Check out. Check out this link to learn more about how to get signed up. Okay, so if at some time, I'd love for everyone to go back and take a look at the YouTube channel for the Carolinas region and rewatch that video that Sydney did with the gentleman out of Boone, North Carolina, because they talk specifically about this part here of the main copy. You don't want it probably to be too long where they have to click that more button to see the more text. So if you can keep it short and sweet, the better. We're going to come down here, add a headline, just say, sign up for real estate school. Oh, I ran out of space. I always do that. Short and sweet, that's the key. Click on the link to get started. Locking that in, I'm just going to say that I'm just going to pull a sample picture in. I don't really have any that are relevant right now, this K-score firsthand. So I'm just going to take that home value, even though it's not home value. Looks good. Lock that in, configure. Now, this is my favorite part, is you could go ahead and select what you definitely want to go ahead and select what page it's going to, but the most popular feature out there right now is letting Facebook create the lead generation form for you. In all of the tests that I've done with agents in both market centers, this has always been proven to generate the most leads. And it's because you're letting Facebook take the work and off your hands for you. They're going to go ahead and create the form. And 9 times out of 10, everyone has their email address and phone number all ready to go inside of Facebook. So Facebook is just going to copy and paste their name, phone number, email address right there inside of their lead generation form. So from here, you can choose whether they want to go ahead and learn more, sign up, apply now. We'll go ahead and do sign up. And then I could go ahead and choose a website. In this case, I'm just going to sample it and just go to my Keller Williams website. Or you could specifically choose a landing page. A lot of people love to do this when they're advertising listings. They can direct them directly to their Keller Williams website, or maybe if they've made a specific landing page for that property, they can directly lead them to there. My favorite piece is the auto audience, and shame on me for not doing this earlier. I should have went ahead and just done a huge K-score advertisement for Columbia, South Carolina. There we go. So you can choose how much of a radius you want to do. I might do 100 miles. Well, actually I can't. I can only go up to 50. So take a look here. My reach is super huge. 805,000 people have the opportunity to see this Facebook advertisement. I might just next be the next Aaron Kaufman. I don't know. May go ahead and plug myself into that profit share group. So in lead settings, you want to go ahead and take a look at this area too, because earlier, remember we had Chris Cox talk to us about auto tagging and how that can benefit you with refining your database and getting you the information that you're looking for. And same thing goes for email campaigns too. Those tags can really help you out in building your email campaigns lists. So you could go ahead and say who is going to get this tag. So these might be, I'll just tag them as leads. And I could go ahead and directly assign them to a smart plan. Shout out to Jeffrey, who shared with us some awesome smart plans earlier. So maybe if I want to go ahead and tag them as a, where's my 8x8? There we go. 8x8 new contact engagement. Going to go ahead and hit save. And I have the opportunity to tell Facebook how long I want this ad ran for. Maybe I want it for the whole month. 41 days. Holy cow. How much are we spending, Sydney? We were going to go big, go home?
Well, that's the cool thing about this is you kind of don't have to go crazy. So I think I might do it for like $2 a day and then kind of just test the waters with that.
That sounds good. So let's click this plus button until we reach $2 here. $82. That's not bad. Especially if I can get some people in my downline, that'll pay for itself, no doubt. So I'm going to click save. And once I look at it, at my ad and make sure it looks good, I love doing this because this preview option will let you see what it's going to look like on the web, but you can opt to see what people are going to experience when they go on Facebook through the app on their phone or the mobile website for Facebook. So take a look here. Going back to what we talked about with the text is you want to keep that short and sweet. So that way they don't want to have to click that see more button unless you got a really good hooker for them and say, ooh, I'm curious now, what's John talking about? So once I'm ready to go, I can either save it and come back and work on it later, or I could go ahead and publish the campaign right from here. Oh, Sydney, thanks for sharing that, that the agent captured 193 leads for less than $1 a lead.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some great prime examples in our market center of people doing the exact same thing. It's true. You can generate leads through Facebook and it works.
It does.
Questions by chance?
I don't see any in chat. It looked like they were wanting to see a social media ad and you did that. So I think we're good.
Hopefully this was beneficial to everyone. I always love seeing people's results on this. So what I've done as a market center tech trainer is just having agents share those results for me just to reaffirm to people that yes, Facebook ads do work and you're not wasting your money. Just got to do it in the right way. And that's where we can help. We're here to help in any way possible.
Awesome. This was so good, John. Thank you so much. It was a great way to end the day. So thank you. We appreciate you.
The pleasure's all mine.
I'm going to drop in chat just 3 links that I've been dropping during the day. First one is our YouTube channel. That's where you guys can find recordings from today. Second one is our Facebook page. So if you want to follow that just to see upcoming events. And then the third one is a post-class survey. Now that we're done with the class, if you could just make sure you click on that prior to leaving. We really want to hear from you. We want to continue to deliver the content that you guys are wanting. And I just have to give a huge shout out to Chris, to Jeffrey, to Monica, and to John, and to all of the MCTTs in our region. I know you guys marketed this and sent this out and delivered this to your agents. So just FYI, we had 370 people that registered for this class, you guys. So I know people that registered were not able to attend and wanted to catch the recording. So you're really making a difference with people and with their business. Thank you to those of you that were able to jump on, jump out, stay for the entire day. We know that time is really valuable. And so we really appreciate all of you for giving us a little bit of it today. And it's just been a pleasure to spend some time with you guys. So thank you so much. Thanks, everyone.